Have you guys ever wondered where your favorite houseplants like these Monstera constellations or these variegated alocasia frygix even come from? Well, more often than not, they come from these little plants called tissue cultures. Well, what is tissue culture, you may ask? Tissue culture is a method of growing plants from just a plant cell, and from there they multiply into a bunch of little baby plants called plantlets. Here you have these tissue cultures, and think of tissue cultures as a baby that hasn't been born yet. It's still in the mother's womb. So here it's inside these little bags, and you still have to acclimate it into the real world, just like this alocasia frygix here. Culture plants. Maybe you got some, you're tempted in a live stream, you saw some crazy deals on variegated alocasias that you couldn't miss, but you have no idea how to acclimate them. Well, let's give it a try. There's more than one right way of how to do it. I first started with just using soil with heavy perlite in it. I've also have tried moss, and I've always seemed to rot it, but if you're good with moss and keeping the moisture right, that might be a better option for you. Use what you have available, use what you know, use what you're good at. Today we're actually experimenting with something completely new, and this is a method that I'm experimenting with because I am a plant nursery and reseller. I want to make systems for this tissue culture process that are simple, easy to maintain, and that I can scale. So today we're going to be using plugs. This is actually a white monstera. So now that you've rinsed off the roots in the sink, you're going to want to get your hydrogen peroxide solution or your iodine solution. Now I recommend this hydrogen peroxide because it's readily available at any big box store. I actually got this at Home Depot, and it's 12% hydrogen peroxide. So that's a little bit too strong. You want to get that 12% to 3%. And how do you do that? Because I don't know how to do percentages either. They have this handy dandy chart in the back. So it's 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 3 parts water, mix that up. So you could do a half cup of hydrogen peroxide, 3 half cups of water, mix it in a big bowl, and that could be your sanitizing solution. And then we have that right here. So I didn't have a bowl, I only had coffee mugs. So you're gonna get that tissue culture that you rinsed off. If there's any like brown parts or parts that are just falling off, you could just take it out. And also remember, the tissue cultures don't need roots to actually root. They're tissue cultures, they will root by themselves. So after that, you just want to make sure that the agars are all clean. And then once you think that the agar, the little jelly substance here is all gone, rinse it one more time. Just do it. Just rinse it one more time, just to make sure that you're not going to have any issues in the future. It's still kind of dirty to me, but I rinsed it, I sanitized it, I even tried to scrub it off, but I don't want to decimate it. So now we have our plugs. So what we're going to do with these plugs is actually we're going to just cut them in half, so we can easily just kind of slip them in there. So you see how I cut that one in half, but not all the way. You just kind of want to cut like a slit. They break up very easily though, and you're just going to just put it in. And that's it. Next we're going to put it into our tray, but if you don't have a tray, you guys, what I've also done is you could just use 2 cups. Like, use 1 cup and then put the other cup upside down. So they'll be like this. And you want to create a little dome. Or you know what? I got a better example. So you can get little domes even off Amazon or Temu or TikTok. Basically get a little dome, and that's because you want the tissue culture to be in 100% humidity for the first, I think, 2 weeks. That's how long I put it in. So we got our first plug. Next, let's do some more. So again, we're just gonna kind of cut that, make a slit, and just double check them one last time, making sure that they're as clean as possible. Of course, I'm still learning, so if you guys have any tips or tricks or anything that you've learned, please drop it down in the comments below. It'll be much appreciated as I go through this learning process with you guys. I mean, I've acclimated a few, but I feel like I've killed my fair share, and I'm still killing my fair share. So this is a new method that I'm trying for someone like me who wants to do hundreds and hundreds of these. maybe every couple months do a couple hundred. This is something that I see as a way to scale it, because I could do them in these trays and kind of just all water them all at once and not have to water them one by one by one by one. This looks like see how that's chopped? That might be donezo. But do you think I could propagate that? There's no node. Well, there actually is a node. Let's see if we could propagate this. If not, it's totally cool. But I figure, why not? Let's give it a shot. If it does work, we basically got 2 white monsters for the price of 1. If it doesn't work, then we learned something new. Alright, now that you got your plugs, I got this dome tray here, and you want to keep your tissue cultures acclimating in 100% humidity. So one way to do this is with a dome, or you can get 2 cups and just kind of put them upside down and one upright and make a little dome that way. And then you wait 2 weeks, just give them an inspection, and we'll come back and check on them soon. After a few weeks, they should turn into something similar to this, where they start growing and getting a nice root system, and then eventually they start growing into a white monster, more looking like this, and then eventually they'll grow into much larger plants similar to this alocasia friedrich here. Alright, thank you guys for watching my video. Just to reiterate, tissue cultures are baby plants. Think of them like a baby that hasn't been born yet, and then the acclimation period is you giving birth to that plant into the real world. So this is how a lot of our exotic tropical alocasias and houseplants that we get, even at our big box stores, and how this is how they come into the world and into the market. If you guys like this video or have any questions or have any suggestions, comments, or concerns, drop it down in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.